Question number 164. X Limited, a unit in SEZ, received services from various service providers in relation to authorized operations in SEZ during the month July 2017. The following details are furnished for the month of July 2017. Value of taxable services exclusively for authorized operations within SEZ 5 lakhs. Value of taxable service used by SEZ units and DTA units 8 lakhs. Value of taxable service used wholly for DTA units 3 lakhs. Export turnover of SEZ unit is 1 crore. Turnover of DTA unit 60 lakhs. Compute the ITC and amount of refund if any with respect to ITC. All input service used by SEZ for its authorized operations only, and due certification obtained from SEZ officer. So from SEZ officer we obtain. Okay. So now all these services used by SEZ for authorized operations only. Okay. So now first of all, whenever the input services, that is, first of all we need to take when we will get refund. Sir, supply, this is what a unit in SEZ is exporting, sir. A unit in SEZ when it is exporting services, so now zero rated supply is made by the SEZ unit. When zero rated supply is made by the SEZ unit, so on their inward supplies, so value of taxable supplies used exclusively for authorized operations, first of all there is no GST paid. So why there is no GST paid? So because for the supplier who is making supply to SEZ, maybe he has not charged any GST, okay, for that reason. So what is that we are understanding here? First of all, there is a SEZ unit. So this SEZ unit is making exports, okay. Now some inward supplies are made to SEZ unit. So by one supplier, for this supplier, the supplies made to SEZ unit will become zero rated. When it becomes zero rated, so this supplier might have two options. Number one, so that is zero rated supply upon payment of IGST or without payment of IGST, whatever it may be, the supplier will be claiming the refund. So therefore the GST not charged to SEZ unit. Supplier who is making supply to SEZ unit has two options. Number one, so supply to SEZ upon payment of IGST and he will get refund of that IGST. That GST should not be charged to SEZ. That GST should not be charged to SEZ. Then only they will get refund. Now, supplier is making option 2, that is without payment of IGST under bond or LUT. Then there is no question of recovering the GST from the SEZ. So whatever the option the supplier may be going for, option 1 or option 2. So GST will not be recovered from SEZ unit. So therefore on SEZ unit there is no GST burden at all. So leave it in this case. Then number 2, value of taxable service used by SEZ units and DTA units. How much? 8 lakhs. So GST paid 18%. Now in this case, so there will be some GST paid 18%. So 8 lakhs into 18%, how much? 1,44,000. 1,44,000. But out of that 1,44,000, how much they will be getting as refund? So they will get refund of export turnover divided by total turnover. Okay. So therefore 1,44,000 net ITC into export turnover divided by adjusted total turnover. What is export turnover? 100 lakhs. Divided by adjusted total turnover 160 lakhs, this much they will get as refund. So 100 divided by 160, that is 90,000 they will get as a refund. Value of taxable service used wholly for DTA units. So 3 lakhs, GST paid 18%, that is not first of all received by SEZ, that is received by their DTA units. And who is exporting here? SEZ unit is exporting. So we compute separately for each registration. So here SEZ unit will have a separate registration and DT unit will have a separate registration, even though within the same state, because every SEZ unit has to get a separate registration. So there is no option there. So SEZ unit has to take a separate registration even if they have a DTA unit. For example, in Tamil Nadu, there is an SEZ. In that SEZ I have a business, and outside SEZ I have a business. Now, even though it is in the same state, for SEZ unit I need to get a separate registration, and always we will be computing refund for registration wise, not for all businesses or for the person. So registration wise, when you compute, when the services are received by DTA unit, why SEZ will claim the refund? So there is no refund in that case. Whatever GST that is paid, okay, so then that GST paid will be taken as credit by the DTA unit, no way connected to SEZ unit. So which means what will be the refund in this case? The refund in this case is only 90,000. So this is a refund. So on account of zero rated supply, so refund of unutilized ITC on account of zero rated supplies, okay, that is supply to SEZ or export. But here who is exporting? SEZ is exporting. Understood here, or any doubt in this? Yes, pa.
So point number 2 is value of taxable services used by SEZ units and DD units. And point number 3 is taxable services used only for DD units.
Correct, pa.
Remove 3 lakhs from 5 lakhs. We will be getting
Why pa, we need to remove 3 lakhs from 5 lakhs. These are 3 separate services, pa. This is one service, this is another service, this is yet another service, pa. Why this 3 lakhs should be taken out from 8 lakhs or 5 lakhs?
Because we got SEZ and the DTA together as
No. SEZ unit will have one registration. DTA unit will have another registration. What is SEZ unit? What is DTA unit? So there is a notified area called as SEZ unit. In that notified area, I have a business. So many people will have business. I also have business. So then I have a business even outside the SEZ area. So that outside SEZ area is known as DTA unit. That business is known as DTA unit. Inside SEZ, whatever business I have, that is known as SEZ unit. So SEZ unit, I need to take a separate registration. DTA unit, I need to take a separate registration. Okay. Now, why this case it will not be treated as zero rated supply for the supplier? Because that service is not fully used by SEZ unit. Only when the services are fully used by SEZ unit, so then it would have been qualified for zero rated and GST not charged. But this will not qualify for zero rated to the supplier. So to the supplier of this service, not to the SEZ, to the supplier of this service, so it will not qualify for zero rated. Why it will not qualify for zero rated? Because so when it will qualify for zero rated, only when it is supplied to SEZ unit for their authorized operation. So here it is partly for SEZ, partly for DTA, but invoice is raised to SEZ. When invoice is raised to SEZ, definitely, so it is not zero rated, so they need to charge GST. They will be charging GST and they will collect the GST. This GST, whatever is paid, can be taken as refund. So on what basis? On the basis of their export turnover and whatever is their local turnover. Okay, so based on that way we can take. Okay, so here turnover of DTA unit means what? That is, turnover of DTA unit means local supplies for which invoice is raised by the SEZ unit. That is the logic here.